should you return to Overwatch? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Stylosa and welcome to the channel. So, this is the premise of the video. Should you actually come back to playing the game? I bet you right now, some of you guys watching this video don't play Overwatch. In fact, when was the last time you played Overwatch? Tell me in the comments below. And by the way, guys, if you really enjoy the videos that I'm making, do like the video because it helps an absolute ton. I can't explain to you how much that helps me out. It's crazy. Also, subscribe and tap the bell if you really love me. You gotta love it. All right, so question of this video is, should you return to Overwatch? Now, I looked in the mirror and I looked at myself and I'm like, okay, Sty, what have you been doing over the last few seasons of Overwatch Competitive? Because you guys know, that's what I like to do. I like to play Overwatch Competitive. I would play some free-for-all and a little bit of quick play and a little bit of the other arcade game modes and workshop. Workshop and competitive and free-for-all. That's kind of what I did in the game. And I consume Overwatch League and Overwatch Contenders because, as you guys know, I do a bit of work with London Spitfire and British Hurricane, so I really enjoy following those teams. When it comes to Overwatch League, I also like watching Philadelphia Fusion, Boston Uprising, and Charge. Although Charge not as much now, you can probably guess why. That's right, because these teams all had British players on them. So yeah, hey, whatever. I just like watching British players. It's so cool, especially as well because I've worked with those guys with the World Cup team. So it's awesome to like sort of watch their development. But yeah, what was I actually doing? This is what I was saying. Like, I'm not playing that much Overwatch. It's crazy. Why wasn't I playing that much Overwatch? Well, I've got a crazy stat for you guys. Overwatch was announced 5 years ago at BlizzCon. That's right, 5 years ago, we got the announcement trailer where Chris Metzen walked onto the stage with his Overwatch jacket on and went, hey, here's Overwatch. And we were like, wow. In fact, I tell you what, you guys go and search the channel, I dare you, to find my earliest Overwatch video. And I'm like, yeah, this is going to be bad. Blizzard can't make an FPS game. It's going to be so bad. So bad. So bad. Anyway, yeah. Famous last words that was. Well, I guess some of you guys out there could say they have made a bad FPS game. I don't know. You know, that's just all subjective. But anyway, I do not play as much Overwatch as I used to. And what was the problem for that? Well, there were two issues, right? First issue, toxicity, right? Honestly, toxicity. The other issue is not being able to play what I want to play, and that ties back into toxicity. So I don't care who you are, you have been toxic when you played Overwatch at some point. I have. I'm going to confess, I've been toxic. I've said things, well, maybe not said things, but I've done things like, maybe I'm playing tank, but I don't want to play tank because I want to play DPS. And I keep looking at our DPS and I'm like, this guy's not playing very well. So I'm just going to play DPS now. I haven't signed up to sit here for 5 hours. Well, I don't know why. I don't know why I've been sitting there for 5 hours. I haven't signed up. I should have said 5 points maybe to just play Temple of Anubis dying over and over again while these people do what they like. I've been the good guy here. I've tried to flex. It's cool. I'm not having fun. I've paid for the game. All these arguments. And it doesn't matter who you are. That goes through your head. And I was just like, yeah, you will do things. Everybody does this. Some people get super toxic, right, in chat and whatever. It's not fine, but it's just one of those things to deal with. Now, if they are the biggest issues Overwatch has had over the years, if you look at what the devs have been doing, they have been trying to fix this. Now, we've been slamming Overwatch for probably like the last 2 years on the state of the in-game events because we just get the same in-game event. And spoiler alert, we are going to get the same Junkenstein's Revenge as last year. Jeff has confirmed this when he did the stream with Seagull. He just said, yeah, don't expect anything. It's just going to be the same event, but you'll just get new skins. So there you go. Now, the thing is that great? No, we would like to see new events. Obviously, the speculation and rumor mill goes crazy and says, well, they're probably working on Overwatch 2 or an Overwatch expansion, or they've got something massive to show us at BlizzCon. In fact, Jeff did say, do stay tuned because there is going to be something cool which happens in September. What that could be, I don't really know. It might be some sort of a progression of the lore to set up maybe a story for BlizzCon. It could be a new event. I don't know. We don't know what that could be. It could be anything. But Jeff did kind of seem quite excited about that. But anyway, so we've got these two issues with the game. You can't play the hero you like, and it's quite toxic, and they just both feed into each other. So you would sit there, you'd play a bunch of games. Maybe you have one game, you get to play the hero you'd like to play. Maybe you wanted to pick up the Zen. You play Zen, it's so cool, you win. Next game, you can't play Zen because you've got maybe too many supports or somebody else playing Zen. But maybe we need a tank because we don't have a tank, and you pick up the Reinhardt. And this might actually have been something which has happened to me. It probably is, speaking from experience. And then you kind of don't have a great time and you lose, and it's not great. And then, okay, the next game, maybe you get a troll or a thrower, maybe you get smurfs, I don't know. And it's not great, right? It's super annoying, and that makes you not want to play the game. And I think over the seasons of competitive, well, we're up to like season 17, I think. I just became less interested in playing competitive because it wasn't the game. The actual playing of the game was awesome, but it was the fact that the game wasn't letting me do what I wanted to do, and that will be solved next week when Role Lock and Role Queue comes out. Now, one thing I do want to say is this isn't going to be a magic bullet which will just totally fix Overwatch. You guys know I have been playing almost exclusively, in fact no, I have been playing exclusively on the PTR since Role Lock came out. Because I've made a billion videos asking for Role Lock and Role Queue, it's crazy we don't have this in the game, blah 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 and all of that stuff. So as soon as it came out, you bet your bottom dollar I was just going to play that like a legend, and I have been. And it's great. It is really, really great. But I have had toxic games. This isn't a fix. This isn't like, oh yeah, it's totally fine. All these guys we've got, you know, everyone's picked their role. The guys playing tanks wanted to play tanks. The people playing support are playing support. The people playing DPS are playing DPS. But you still do get the tank will moan at the DPS. The supports will moan at the... People will still moan. People are still people. They will get frustrated, especially if they've been overwatched. Now, getting overwatched is, I guess, when you lose, when it's really, really close, and it's super frustrating. But in that instance, at least you've had a good game. And if you think about it, the game has managed to give you a balanced match. And that's exactly what we want. I've always said rank doesn't matter, and it really doesn't. What matters is having an engaging game, a game which is fun to play, a game where when you win, it feels like a great win, or if you lose, it feels like you tried your best. Not losing on Hero Select, which has been the case for the last 4 years in Overwatch, which is completely crazy when you think about it. Now, I had I was lucky enough to speak to Jeff about Role Queue, about what were the possible things they were trying to do in the future. And this was like 4 or 5 months ago. And Jeff did say, look, to do this, it takes a ton of work. So maybe they've been working on this for over a year, maybe a year and a half. We don't really know. But the thing is, next week, we will get Role Queue. So the thing with this is it cures the biggest problem the game has got. It lets you pick the hero you want to play. So, and I guess actually, you know what else it does? Because it's got SR-based individual queues, you should be on the team or in the team with people of a similar skill level as you on their role. So no longer can you say, because this would happen a lot, right? You know, when I got to the highest ranks I could get to, which was it was just under 4.2k. That was the highest I could get to, and that's fine. You know, I think that's cool. You can say you can say whatever you like. Like I said, I don't care. Rank doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But at that level, could I play DPS? No, not really, unless I really ground out DPS. Problem is, for me to get to that level, I'm playing tanks. I'm not playing DPS, and I'm maybe played a little bit of support. So if I went into a match and couldn't play a tank, but had to play DPS, well, I'm going to throw that game because my DPS is going to be so wonky. The enemy team are just going to crush me if they've actually got a relevant DPS player of the correct SR on the DPS hero. Well, of course, Role Queue fixes this because what it does is it puts you into a individual queue for each role, for damage, support, and tank. So even if my damage was, let's say, like, I don't know, master level, that's fine because now I'll be with master tanks, master supports. That fixes the game. So I implore you guys that if you are considering coming back to Overwatch, wait until Role Queue comes out and then start playing it. Now, the other side to this argument is, but Sty, it's Role Queue, it's forcing me to play 2-2-2 because that's just how it has to be played now. I can't play with my friends, and we really enjoyed doing like crazy 6 DPS comps or whatever, and that is a shame. I'm not going to lie, that is a shame. But it's the price we have to pay as a community to make sure we get better games in the long run, and I think it's a price worth paying. Like I said earlier in the video, I have been playing on PTR exclusively, and I've had a bunch of games which have been not great, but most of them, I'd easily say 95% of them are way better. Whereas if I played on live, it's like 50-50. I don't know if the game's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be bad. I don't know what hero I'm going to play. I just don't know what's going to happen. And people are going to rage, and it's just going to be terrible. You don't get that as much on the PTR. So I guess when this goes live, we won't get it as much. Like I said, we still will. So I don't think this is a magic bullet, which is just totally going to fix all of Overwatch's problems. Now, another interesting thing I want to bring up here is Overwatch and the devs have been making moves to make the game more playable. And I think that is crucial. I think we need to sometimes step back as a community and realize that, yeah, they are trying to fix this game. They do know there are problems, but these things can't be fixed with a magic button. I think Jeff even said that to me on one of the videos I made with him. It's like, we can't just press the button and then roll queues turned on. We need to do loads of work behind the scenes to get it into a place where it works. So I guess to sum this video up, should you come back? I think you should. Now, while I touched on, a few seconds ago about the whole maybe you want 6 DPS on your team and that's how your friends play together, quick play is now role queue. Now, this was a little bit surprising to me because I thought they would leave quick play how it is. The devs, though, I'd imagine, their approach to this is we will train you up in quick play and then you'll go into competitive with the similar type of attitude that's required, and it won't be as daunting, because I know there's a lot of guys out there that have competitive anxiety. Hell, I used to have this a little bit where I wouldn't want to play game after game after game because I didn't want to lose, and I didn't want to lose my my rank and all of this stuff. I know rank doesn't matter and whatnot, but it still affects you on a mental level, and it's not great, and you think, oh, I don't really want to do that. I just want to have a good time and I just want to play quick play. What I have been getting told, though, by a lot of people I know that do play a ton of quick play on the PTR, it's actually more interesting than just random quick play on the live servers, because what tends to happen is you really just don't have a workable team comp, and that's kind of, you could argue, the point of quick play. It is quick play. It's just do whatever you like and off you go. Now, there is one little sort of redeeming feature here. They did say there will be some sort of quick play classic mode. Now, this we believe will be in the arcade, possibly on rotation. So I don't know if they're going to add this as another play card. I doubt it because it's not on the PTR. So yeah, I mean, one thing I would do though is just get ready for roll queue to hit. Now, I guess to end the video, guys, what I'd like to know is, if you've watched the video for this long, how or what kind of content would you be looking for if you were coming back to the game? I think this could be a good opportunity to sort of go over a bunch of informative educational content just to get people back into the game. I am working on a very detailed guide for Sigma, which isn't done in the standard way. I think you guys will enjoy that when that comes out, but I think there's a lot of things to learn, especially with 222, a lot of ways of learning how to build a comp, how to sort of abuse different enemy comps, and how generally just to approach the ladder. But let me know, guys, if you think there's anything that you'd like to see me cover. All right, guys, remember, like I said at the very start of this video, which is probably a bad place to say it, if you did like the video, guys, then like it. This helps an absolute ton. I can't explain how much this helps. It really, really does. YouTube now really likes it if you've got likes on your videos, which is just great and fine. Also, subscribe as well, guys, if you do enjoy the content, and tap the bell so you get updated to when the videos go live. And yeah. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. And do come back for Overwatch and give it a chance, because roll queue is probably going to help. Well, it's going to solve one of the biggest issues the game's had. Whether it'll be the magic bullet which fixes the game completely for everybody, I don't know. But do come back and give it a go, because now, if you are a DPS player, you can be a DPS player to your heart's content. And that is absolutely beautiful. Catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.